How to Handle Pressure Part 2. In the first part of this talk, I said whether you want to be fucking shit or you want to be diamond, right? Fucking shit or diamond. It takes tremendous amount of pressure to turn fucking shit, which is mostly carbon, turn fucking shit into diamond. You cannot be successful, you cannot accomplish your goals, you cannot achieve your mission, you cannot be successful with your project if you don't endure pressure, if you don't know how to handle pressure. Pressure is necessary for you to grow as a person and to achieve success. In this part of the talk, I want to talk more about how you can actually handle pressure so that you can achieve better results. So I want to tell you a story. This is like maybe a year or two ago. We had a video editor working for us, and we had many projects going on in one of the companies that I have. And he was under a lot of pressure because we were doing many projects. And the deadline was not impossible, but difficult. So there was a lot of work that he had to do. So after the meeting, he went back to his desk, and I saw this with my own eyes. He sat down and he pulled up the calendar and he started looking at the calendar. He started planning out what he's got to do, right? Because there's so much to do and he has to do it, I think it was like 2 weeks. So he had to plan out his calendar. And what I noticed and what I observed is that he sat there and looked at the calendar for the entire afternoon. He let his pressure get to him. He was so stressed that he was paralyzed. He couldn't take any action. All he could do is look at the calendar and probably thinking to himself, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And of course, thought becomes reality. And he can't do it. And he was paralyzed, he was stuck there. For the whole afternoon, he didn't do anything other than looking at the calendar. Is that situation familiar to you? I want to give you tips on how to deal with pressure so that when you're in that scenario, you know how to handle the pressure that you're under and, you know, succeed with your project, mission, whatever. So 2 tips. 1, I want you to understand pressure is a mental state. Pressure is merely what is in your head. Stress is only what is in your head. Let me give you a couple of examples. So imagine there's a beautiful girl. Everybody likes her, you like her, you like her. All your friends are telling you, hey, you know, you should go talk to her. You should go talk to her. Come on, I know you like her, go talk to her. And you know, there's peer pressure. Your friends are giving you pressure. And there's internal pressure because you do really want to talk to her, but you're fucking scared because you're scared of fucking failure. What if you go up there and you know, she rejects you? That's ultimately what you're scared of. And that's why you don't have confidence. And that's why you're stressed. In an event, you went up to her and tried to introduce yourself when you're feeling a lot of pressure. And what do you think the presentation, when you go up to her under a lot of pressure, what do you think you will say to her, how you will say hello to her? Let me tell you how you will do it, all right? You will go up to her and you'll be like, right? Because you're under a lot of pressure. You're not gonna perform your best. You're not gonna perform your best because you're under this mental state of a lot of pressure. If you just realize, if you go up to her and even if she says, no, I'm not interested, you know, nobody dies. You don't die. Your friends might laugh at you, but it'll pass. Life goes on. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. So what are you scared of? Why are you feeling that pressure? It's not even necessary. It's not that significant. You know, you can live through it, right? Let me give you another example. So this is my example, right? So I have to go in front of, like 500 people and give a speech. So, I practice the speech. I go to the event and I get on the stage, and then the pressure kicks in, right? Once I see all the people sitting there, and I shouldn't feel that pressure, I should be much better controlling my own mental state. But, for whatever reason, I lost control there, and, I start feeling pressure. And of course, when I'm under pressure, the presentation would not go as well. So it'd be like, right? So when you're under pressure, you're not gonna perform your best. So if you could remove the pressure, if you can control your mental state, remember, feelings are not important. Your feelings are not important. So when you have pressure, it is a feeling. Control your feelings. Don't let your feelings control you. And if you realize that nobody dies, the world goes on, nothing bad happens even if you fail, then hopefully that will alleviate the pressure you have. And when you don't feel that pressure, then maybe you will perform at your best or better. So I'll give you 2 strategies on how to handle pressure. First of all, pressure is a mental state. Control your feeling, okay? Control your mental state. Don't let it control you. Knowing that nobody's gonna die. If you do something and even the result is not as expected, nobody's gonna die. It's okay. Tip number 2, if you have a lot of things to do, maybe you have 27 things that you have to accomplish in a very short time, that gives you pressure, that gives you stress. But just know this, don't get paralyzed. Prioritize. Look at all the things you have to do. Pick the most important thing first, or pick the thing that gives you the most outcome first. Pick the thing that you can immediately produce results, right? Look at everything you have to do, all the 27 things you have to do, and pick that one thing that you have to do first and do it. And just do that. Don't get paralyzed, Pick a thing and take fucking action. And if you do that, when you're focusing on getting one thing done at a time, you will not feel the pressure because you're focused on the work. Don't let pressure paralyze you. So take fucking action and don't be a fucktard.